Let's go. Crypto. What up? It's Crypto Okie. Let's go. All right. Let's check out. We got the monthly close today. It's February 28th. I believe that is the end of the month. Yes. So at 6 p.m. today, well, Eastern time, we will have our monthly close. Where should we start? I guess we'll just start with Litecoin. Just start with Litecoin. Market opens in 30 minutes, so I do expect some volatility in the next hour for sure, and then see how the market opens. But we're getting a little bit of a bounce from the dump last night. But yeah, so let's just go ahead and start with Litecoin. I'm liking this candle from the last few months, to be honest. But as you can see, we have rebounded strong from the early month tariff, the Trump tariff action, and we are closing kind of near the highs of the month. And so, I'm hoping as long as we stay above, half of January's candle, I would expect Litecoin by far to be, if we can get a rebound in the crypto market, Litecoin will lead the market. You can book it. As we'll see some of the other monthly candles, Litecoin is by far and away the best monthly candle we have out there. So yeah, I would like it to stay above definitely, this 115, 116 area. I think we'll get some volatility. So I think, I don't know where we'll close, but, it would be incredible to get 125, 130 would be amazing. Turn it green. There's a possibility, I think. But, again, as long as we're above this, 115, 120 area, we're going to be all right. I'm really digging this EXA indicator too. It seems to be pretty good with the momentum. So we're still all intact there on the monthly. Here's this bigger triangle that I foresee us breaking out of and going to, I think my first target is 540, 800, and beyond in the summer or fall or whenever. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at with Litecoin monthly. We're all good here. Monthly, I mean, assuming it, again, if it was, if we close in the lower half of this candle, I'm not going to be as excited. So let's stay out of the 110 area. Let's stay higher than that. But that's a pretty good looking candle. Weekly, kind of a neutral. I mean, we're coming off the lows is a good thing. However, we're kind of in this area. Again, closing above the 115 area is huge. So I would say it's a neutral to okay week as long as we stay above the 115 area. Oh yeah, and the week does have more days, so still got a few more days in the week. So the weekly's looking all right. I think I would love this purple, which is the 200 week moving average, to kind of start going up, but I like the slope of the 20 week moving average, which is pretty important. We tested it, broke below it. We didn't even touch it this week while the whole market is dumping. So I think that's a pretty good sign. But it looks like we got a little bit more to go before we break out higher on the weekly. But yeah, I'm looking at that 140 as the breakout zone. Let's see what else we got. All right, here on the daily, the triangle is very much more obvious. So we have the triangle within the triangle, which I love. Today, I love this reversal the other day. Still, other cryptos are still making new lows today. And again, most cryptocurrencies are making new lows from this early February dump. You know, they're down here. Litecoin is up here. So it's just, again, it's outperforming the market, the crypto market, and yeah, so I'm liking it. Today, not a great day. I mean, it looks like we, barring a big rally today, which could happen because it just seems like we need a bounce out of the crypto market, but also we could keep dumping. Luckily, the 20 day, is moving up. So we have that, but that'd be a beautiful candle. If this can somehow get green or stay above the 20-day moving average, that'd be nice. But I do expect some kind of chop in this area, possibly retesting the triangle at some point. And then mid-March, I think we can bust this one open, as maybe some of the other cryptos recover. Would be ideal, I guess. Here we have the EXA again crossing over. It's just really been a pretty good indicator, and gets you in a little before, keeps you in for the rallies, and kind of gets you out at before it turns around. But yeah, let's see. Let's check out the 4 hour, because it does. I like to look at the 4 hour mostly for the moving averages, not the candles themselves. So we did close overnight. We closed below it, and then we came right back to it, and it looks like we want to get back above it, which is excellent. So I like that. The 20 never crossed over the 200. So this is looking pretty good. Again, I think we're in a little bit of a choppy zone, but if the market recovers at all, Litecoin is going to explode. This is financial advice. This is financial advice. Just kidding. Actually, it is. It's the only thing. I mean, I know a lot of people are trying to buy the dips on some cryptos that have been doing well, but kind of relatively well. I really only see Litecoin as being the coin to buy right here. Or, I mean, I guess if you like something, you can buy it now. But I think Litecoin's the play right now. So I guess that's really all I got to say about Litecoin. Again, we got the big monthly triangle, and then on the daily we have that. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for big explosive numbers. So that's what I'm looking for there. Let's check out the order book on Litecoin versus US dollar. Okay, we got some buying on these dips. This is a 15-minute chart. We just saw a little red, but nothing too much. It's also, I'm liking that kind of these thick red bands have not been showing up. This was a pretty weak red band. It did, reverse the price bought again. So I think we're all good here. The order book's looking great for most of cryptos. That doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it could. All right, versus Bitcoin, we're seeing a little more toppy bands, but they're not really thick. So we'll see if we can kind of go sideways against Bitcoin. I guess let's check it out against Bitcoin. Yeah, let's see. So beautiful month. We are, at the 20 month, moving average. I don't really love to look at it monthly. Weekly, new highs, and these are highs that we haven't seen since, we're talking, I guess, a year ago, 2024. So this is a great sign. I love it. Daily, it's getting above this. I had this symmetrical triangle. The 200 is now sloping up, which is excellent. That's why it kind of had trouble in December and January. Is this the 200 kind of had a downward slope to even, and now we have clearly turned up. So I absolutely love it. I think Litecoin is the play going into March if you think we're going up higher, or bouncing. it's just really hard to tell, honestly. It's hard to tell because some stuff looks like absolute shit, and especially, I mean, Bitcoin looks like crap. ETH looks like dead. Um, so it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Today's a big day. We need a few things to happen, but we'll look at the 4 hour just real quick. Again, the 200 holding firm, and hopefully we can get this thing to really kind of slope up at a higher rate. So Litecoin, there it is. That's our number one play going into March. Having a great close. Let's go ahead and head to Monero. I guess we'll just kind of hop around here. Monero's having an all right month. See, this one's kind of we're halfway or more below last month's kind of candle. So could be better. It looks like the EXA possibly could cross over. So we have a little bit of cause for concern here, just a little on the USD chart. Now, when we go to the Bitcoin chart, it's going to look pretty nice, but so I'm very neutral, I guess, with very neutral here on Monero. Again, we do have 2.5 days for the week, so this thing could pump up, which I hope it does, because the EXA, this thing's not set in stone, so we'll wait to see if this crosses over or not. Although we have kind of been crossing over, so it hasn't been the best indicator for this. The weekly doesn't look great, but it doesn't look horrible yet. We still are well above the 20 week. Well above the 200 week. I don't love that it has this downward slope. I think in a few weeks we'll drop some of these higher numbers and it'll kind of level out and then go higher. So yeah, and the order book still doesn't look great for Monero. It hasn't. So I'm very neutral Monero, but I'm not concerned here. Very neutral. And then if we look for the daily, again, and I'm hoping we get a bounce out of Bitcoin and Ethereum, some of the ones that have been just tanking that can help some of the stronger cryptocurrencies gain a leg up. And we have this ascending wedge type action that's also haven't necessarily known what to make out of it yet. We have a TD 9, so we could get a bounce, but we haven't spent this many days below the 20-day moving average in a while. So we'll see how that goes. But I do still think we have an upward posture. Could we, crash out of this? For sure, especially if the market goes, oh wow, Litecoin just pumped huge. So we'll see. Litecoin could get that ETF news, by the way, I think. I would love it if the SEC dropped the case against Ripple too. It'd save the market. So yeah, there's kind of our Monero. And here again, also, there's the 200 moving average, which is now about to roll over too. So it's giving me cause for concern for a little, I'm very neutral, I guess I would say, on Monero at this point, because here we barely spent any time below it, pop back up it, below it, pop back up it. So I don't love this. Hopefully we can get a rally sooner than later. But yeah, so there's kind of the problem with Monero. Let's look at the order book. I'm still not sure I'm getting correct data with some of the order book for Monero, but on this one, we're seeing a lot of green, but on the Kraken one and the USD, we see some green here. We rarely see that. That's a good sign. We just always see the selling. I'm not sure what it is. And there's the Bitcoin, so we got some selling. So Not terrible, very neutral. Like I said, very neutral. But, and now looking at, let's look at Monero versus Bitcoin. I'm seeing a pretty significant breakout here. Above the 20-week, EXA does look to be extended, but I'm seeing this trend line being broken last week, and then we're getting confirmation this week. So kind of a double bottom action. So I think we're going up higher against Bitcoin, but that doesn't necessarily mean higher prices. You could have Bitcoin fall further and Monero just, fall less, but it's usually not the case, but it's a possibility. Again, above the 200-day moving average, and looks like it wants to turn up here soon. So yeah, that's kind of why. That's probably the most bullish action from Monero, is just that it's looking great against Bitcoin, because we got this Adam or Eve and Adam type pattern, circular bottom, V-ish bottom. So let's see if we can get above this, 0.003 area. Let's see what happens here. I think something big could happen out of Monero, just out of the blue. So we'll see. I guess that's all there. Let's head to Ripple. Let's check out the monthly. So here we're in a very interesting spot where I think it's this is going to be, I'm going to have eyes on this tonight, but I would really like to see us stay above 208, because if we are below 208, that means we gave up all the gains of January and then some. And that'd be very bad. It's not great that we're in the bottom of the half of this. That's not great. But I would almost go. I don't think we will. I think we're getting a bounce, and I think we'll stay above it. But I would say it's bad if we're below 208. Kind of. I mean, I would call that like not good. Not good. Here it's like it's not great, but below 208 is not good. Not good. So I'm hoping we stay there. Just a little, keep a little of those gains. It's just big for I don't know. It's important. Otherwise, we have a bearish engulfing candle, which I don't want to see on a monthly. We're getting that on Bitcoin for sure, but I'd rather not see it on the leading crypto of this bull run, Ripple. That pisses so many people off. I love it. All right, let's go to the weekly. Not a great week, obviously. Bouncing off the 20-week, that's great. So I'm hoping this is just a consolidation pattern of something, and we hold this $2 level essentially and go much higher. I don't want to see us below these levels, these 1.8, 1.9. I would rather not. I guess that's all we got there. Daily, bit of a bounce today. Again, I mean, it's unfortunate, but it also feels like we're going to get a bounce into this trend line. I think we could break it higher, just because we spent so much time here. That would give us a chance. The 20-day will be up here. So I'm looking for a bounce into this trend line at about 240 going into early March. Some sort of pullback, hoping that we stay well above $2, not touching this kind of support line, or barely touching it, and then going higher. But it could also be could also just be a bounce into the 240 before going back to hitting this trend line and breaking much lower, which I'd obviously rather not see. But so we're kind of in chop here. You can kind of tell. I mean, it is consolidation at the top, well above the 200-day moving average. So, you know, I don't know. You know, we're just neutral here, definitely. But it's, you know, again, kind of shows you how kind of impressive Litecoin and Monero, Litecoin is right now, but Monero too. All right, let's check out the order book. I don't think I've looked at this one. I like this scoopy action here. I like this. I would like to see some thicker green bands over here. Doesn't mean much, obviously, right now, but getting the buy-in, we're getting what we need to see out of the order book is the one good thing. Against Bitcoin, doing all right. So there you go. Yeah. It's kind of wild that it's holding up so much better against Bitcoin than the dollar, but it's just a little bit of a different market this time. I mean, half the people, oh, it's so funny. It's like half the people are like, oh, win alt season, and they're just getting killed. And then the Bitcoin people are kind of getting killed, and there's just only a very few cryptos that have been doing great. And that's just how it is. The previous markets, it's been like, okay, you just get into whatever crypto and it's going up, you know? Not the case, not the case. Still beautiful. I like this consolidation. Looking for it to go higher. I mean, that 20 is just sloping up at such a high rate that's amazing. Even the 200-week moving average, that's wild to say, against Bitcoin is kind of moving up. So, and again, it looks very similar to Bitcoin. So I'm not too worried about Ripple. I think it's in a good place, decent place. All right. Let's just go to little brother, Stellar. Stellar has a very well-defined, I like kind of the action I'm seeing out of Stellar. Very obvious 50-cent level we need to break, and then this thing is just going to explode higher. So that's great. Yeah, I would like this EXA not to cross and to go higher, but it can. We've already kind of, we're definitely going to close well below last month's open. So there you have it. I mean, that's going to happen. The thing I like, and again, I really like this, what do you call this? This flag, this flag pattern off the high. I mean, this is pretty classic. It's kind of like, it really does have a lot of opposite feelings of the Monero. And off of this, either of these can break either way, obviously. But this is pretty classic that you have this run up and then this flag down, which usually is a little better, and then break up. So I'm looking at this channel. I could probably even, alter that to say we touched it, which would be beautiful, actually. Would like us to get to, we haven't, visited the top of this channel in a while. And we've kind of been at the, if we have a midway, we weren't able to get higher. So I do expect to bounce into the middle of this, probably into this 30-cent range. Hopefully then we can get back into this 40-cent range, touch it again somewhere. But I like this channel. It's a little painful, but this is what you want to see. And it kind of goes hand in hand with Ripple. So I like these two still. I mean, this could have been a beautiful buy, to be honest with you. I mean, 200. I mean, the high was 63 cents over here. And, now it's at 25 cents. So, There it is. And then again, and I went back yesterday to look if Stellar has always had this green, which I knew, but it does not always have this kind of green buying that it's had. I mean, I think something big is going on here with Stellar. I love it. ADA also has this green bands. I don't know what it is. I mean, there always could be stuff going on that that's funky with the data, but I just love those green bands. Bitcoin against Bitcoin also doing great. So I was, and again, if we look at the previous, the 2017, I'm going to delete the 2017 bull run. This is this exact same action. We had this bull flag and then bust higher. So this is exactly what I'm hoping happens out of Stellar. And then if we look at XRP during that time, you could call this one, or this area, it was much more straight flag. So I'm seeing similar action from that, which is what I was kind of hoping for. So that's why it's kind of sucks, but it is kind of what we expected to happen. I mean, yeah, it would have been great if this thing was flagging out from, $1.50 down to, 50 cents or something like that. That would have been great, but we're getting it here. I don't think there's anything to worry about. I don't love, going below the 20-week moving average, but again, I think this is such a well-defined pattern playing out that we can kind of give it, let's give it some time and see what happens here. There's really no reason to look at it against Bitcoin. You're going to see something similar. Closing below the 20-week, not great, but again, you have this kind of flag action. It's not bad. You don't have any, yeah, well, it's fine. All right. We'll check it against Ripple. I don't know if it gets back to this. It could get back to this line, but I don't know. This was so out of the ordinary, kind of, in a way. Well, it was out of the ordinary that it went up and then just crashed right back down and further. So I can't expect it necessarily to do it again, but never know. All right, so we've done the alts. Let's go to, should we save Bitcoin for last? Let's do Bitcoin last. Let's look at this thing. So that's what's so interesting about this bull run is, I mean, this looks like absolute crap. I mean, this is in trouble. Ethereum is in trouble. I mean, that's the only good thing about Ethereum. It's in so much trouble, but I don't want anything to do with it. But again, these 20 period moving average in Ethereum have been absolutely money. Kept you in, gets you out, prevents you from, and there you go. We're breaking it. That is an ugly, ugly candle. I mean, we're talking about lows that we haven't seen since December of 23, whereas other ones we're talking about highs we haven't seen in those areas. So not good. Absolutely not good. Breaking below the 200-week moving average, creating new lows. I mean, this thing looks like it wants to go further down. It absolutely does. It absolutely does. Yeah, I mean, look at this, below the 200-day moving average, below the 20, crossed over. There was the shorting opportunity. Yeah, it's not good. I don't know. There's nothing really to say about it. I mean, wow, that's interesting. It's holding its February 3rd low against Bitcoin. And that kind of just shows you how weak Bitcoin is. Let's check out the ETHUSD. We are seeing some buying again. So, but that's what you have in these bear markets is you'll see buying and then it'll just keep going lower. So you can't really trust them once the price kind of goes below certain levels. Whereas in the bull runs, you see these green bands and they almost instantly reverse the price higher. So there it is. I'm not going to spend any more time on that. Don't have anything good to say about it, right? Don't say anything at all. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. I mean, that's the only thing. It's so bad it's good. I don't say that, but that's the only thing you could say. All right. Bitcoin. See, Bitcoin's going to have a nasty monthly candle. Bearish engulfing candle, almost twice the size of January. Not looking good at all. Not looking good at all. I don't know. I have no idea when it'll stop. You know, hopefully in the 70s. Maybe it's done now. I doubt it's done now, but yeah, not looking good. Again, there's that 20-week that I really respect that we have absolutely lost. This week's looking ugly. Got to think more downside. Daily, of course, looks like crap. Even if this is the 200 day, which again is kind of the bear bull signifier in a way. I highly doubt this turns up, we get above 85 today. But even if, we're looking like already we're closing below it, but even if we're fat on this thing, I expect us to go lower. Let's see when we have a 9 for a few more days. So I think I think it might be a tough weekend. It just doesn't look like it wants to bounce. I know, which I guess that's when it bounces, but yeah, this thing looks terrible. This thing looks terrible. And Bitcoin dominance, I still think we are going to I think this is going to be a topping month. We have our third consecutive top, huge wick here. We'll see how it closes, but it would be great if we close even below 60 today. I mean, it's going to be tough. Let's see if we can do that. See how the weekly looks. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely not a great weekly candle. Yeah, if we get a bounce in the market today, by the alts, this thing could go lower. I would love us to close lower than than last week, and kind of roll over and get alt season led by Litecoin, Ripple. We'll kind of see. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. I like this. I like this rolling over. And again, let's check out and so we're getting some buying. So, there we go. Litecoin, go Litecoin, go Ripple, go Monero. Hopefully Bitcoin can stop falling. Hopefully it stops falling below. I'd love to not fall to 73, 74. So we're getting there. I don't know when we'll get there, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Again, and just to look, I mean, there's significant differences in some of these cryptos. So yeah, that's all we got. Yeah, Twitter has just completely turned on Trump. I'm seeing it in the comments on YouTube shows. It's like these people are crazy, but that's a good sign. I hate to, I'm never one to try to buy based on sentiment, but sentiment. People are hurting because they went into the meme coins that are down 90%. Again, most alts look like absolute crap. Oh, Solana's doing good today. Just most of these alts look like absolute crap. And so if you were just blindly throwing money into these things based on the tech, I mean, you just got slaughtered. You just been getting slaughtered. So, yeah, interesting to see Solana catching a little bit today, but I don't like that turn or anything. So, all right, everybody, let's go. Peace.